Hello and welcome to the YouTube channel dplyr, and here we learn about data analytics and data science. Data science is an exciting discipline that allows us to turn raw data into insight and knowledge. The goal of this channel is to learn about data science tools and techniques so that we can handle various data science challenges effectively. And today we are going to learn about some of the data manipulation functions from dplyr package of R. So let's begin. In our last video, we talked about filter and slice function, and this time we will talk about arrange function. All these functions works on the row level. So let's talk more about the arrange function. The arrange functions of dplyr package in R is used to rearrange the rows of the data frame based on one or more columns. This is useful for organizing and sorting the data in a way that is meaningful for analysis. For example, that we have a data set of a sales data and we want to analyze trends by month, then we could use the arrange function to sort the data by month, and then we can easily see how the sales have changed over the period of time. So here we will explain the arrange functions with several examples of how to use these functions in practice using different data frames. So we can start with installing the tidyverse library in this environment. So now that tidyverse library is installed and loaded in the environment. Here we have a data frame. So let me give you a simple idea about this data frame. So this data frame for a student. So there is a name of the student and their score in maths and their score in science and their grades. Which is like EAS sort of thing, and then their gender. So let's create the data frame first. Now what we want to do, we want to create first arrange the data frame based on the score on, let's say, in the math score. So how we will do that? So here you can see that by default it arranging the math score in ascending order, but similarly if we want to do the descending order, then we need to do it using by descending functions. So what we will do, we will say, so for descending we need to write a DEC function and then we say score math. So this is, now you can see that it is arranging in the descending order. But one interesting thing you can notice here, that both the cases, the not applicable will come in the last. Whether you arrange in a ascending or the descending order, not applicable or any values always appear in the last. So this is how we need to work with arrange functions. But arrange functions not only work with the numerical column, it also work with the character column, but it will be ascending on the descending in the alphabetical order. So let's say arrange by name. So it starts with A and end with M, but we can also do with multiple columns. So let's say if we first want to arrange by the gender, and then we want to, on that gender we'll arrange by let's say math score again. So what we will do, we'll say so as you can see, first it's arranging all the female candidate, the female student, and then sorting all the male. But after sorting all the female, then it sort in ascending order for the math score. Similarly for the male student, it's code. So this is how we can do on multiple, we can arrange or sorting the column based on multiple columns. But just like the previous example where if we want to sort the gender in the ascending order, and if we want to sort the math score in the descending order, we can write down in this fashion. So we say df piping function arrange gender, and then we will see descending. So that's why we will use the DESC functions, and then we'll say score math. Arrange function is pretty easy to understand. There is not much complexity in understanding the arranging. So basically it's sorting. But one interesting that if we want, like let's say that we want to arrange a lot of column and they are kind of similar name, and I don't want to write down all the column name, in that case we can say arrange and then say that what data frame. So here the df the data frame, and then say across, and then if I say start with, so because what we want to do here, that we don't want to write score math and score science, what we want to just start with just core. So anything start with score will be arranging or sorting at the same time. So instead of writing all of them like score math, score science, or whatever, it will just take one by one. So first it will do the score math, and then it will do the score science. So as you see that here the Brian and Ashling has both of them the same value for the score, and so after arranging the score math in the ascending order, then it's arranging the ascending order for the score science. You know, sometimes we need a special requirement where we need to sort the values in a special order, not like alphabetical order or like numerical 1 2 3 4 or 10 9 8 7. That way we can define our own sorting order. In that case, what we need to do, we need to first define the factor as factor a particular, and then we need to set a label. So what we will do, that what, let's say that here we have this grade column, and here we have E, A, S, etc. So let's say that E come first because it signifies as excellent, A for average, and S for superb. So what we will do, we first define that label, and then system will arrange in that order. So what we'll write, arrange, and then we define as a factor, and we'll say grade is as a factor, and the labels, and here we define that that vector. So now you can see the first it sorting all the E's first, and then A's, and then A. So this is how it will put it. But so as you can see here, the first is take the E, that all that, because we said that E should come first, and then S, then A. So far we have seen that arranging the records based on one column or two column in ascending or a descending order, or we can define our own ascending on the descending or on a particular column values. But we can also use arrange functions with the group by function. I didn't teach you the group by function so far, but here I'm not going to tell you more about the group by functions, but we just want to show that how we can use the group by functions along with the arrange functions. So the basic format of doing it, that take the data frame and do the group by on a particular one column, or we can do multiple columns, and then we can arrange on another column the way you want to work with. So the format is quite easy. So here we have another data frame of the student, and it is also called DF, and then we have different same name of the student and then different score on different subjects. So Asling has 2 score on math or science, Amy has score on science and geography, Brian has math and arts, and then Bono has scores on science and music. Now what we want to do, first we want to group by name. So let's say and then we want to sort their values based on score. So arrange, and then if I say score, what do we expected? We expected that all the name will come first and then we will have their score. But what do we see here? That it's just arranging on the score, but there is no grouping happened on the name. I tell you why it's not happened, because I didn't talk about there is another options that we need to use, that is called by group equal to 2. If we do not use by group equal to true, then this problem will happen. So if we copy this code here and just after that if we say now you can see that this is what we expected. The first it's grouped by on individual student's name and then arrange on the score. So first it came Ashling, and then Ashling has 10 on math and 12 on science, and Amy got 3 in science and 14 in geography, so on and so forth. Therefore we need to make sure whenever we will use arrange function along with group by function, we need to set dot group by value to true. And the last example we will see here, when we use multiple columns for grouping and then arrange the data. Here we will first group by name and the subject column and then arrange the data by the score column. Although we do not see any difference in data for these 2 examples, that's because we do not have a big data set to see the difference. All I want to show you that we can group on multiple columns. Think of an use case when we have sales data for year and months. So if we group the data over year and month and then we arrange sales value, then we can see the trend of sales over time. As I said before, arrange is very simple functions to understand, yet it is very useful functions for data analysis. I hope you have enjoyed this video. See you in the next video. Until then, happy learning.